Tesla's Model 3 has surpassed stalwarts like the Renault Clio and Volkswagen Golf to become the first electric vehicle to lead monthly sales of new automobiles in Europe. Today we will take a look at the most recent Tesla Model 3. This is significant news, so stay tuned for more information. Hey there, and welcome to our channel Disruptive Age, where we give you info and updates on tech. If you are new to our channel, please subscribe. Make sure you have post notifications turned on so you don't miss the next video. Tesla's massive supercharger expansion, as well as another record-breaking quarter, are all in the news. Let us get started with more Cybertruck prototypes and a new version of the Model 3 coming out of both factories, so let us get started. First and foremost, Tesla debuted a new product this week. They announced their Q3 profits and held their first conference call without Elon Musk. This is a good sign that things are moving in the right direction financially, to the point where Elon doesn't need to be present. In any case, Tesla reported profitability in the third quarter, with $2.0 billion in GAAP operating income and a 14.6% operating margin. In terms of cash, they reported $1.3 billion in operating cash flow minus capex in the third quarter. The operation's key features include record car production and delivery, as well as the full self-driving city streets beta, which is being rolled out more widely. What they are perceiving, in general, is that their cars are becoming more popular, perhaps even more so than anticipated, as EV demand continues to shift. EV demand is still going through a structural transition. We believe that the more Teslas on the road, the more people will learn about the benefits of electric automobiles. Despite the fact that the Fremont factory produced more automobiles in the last year than in any other year, we believe there is still potential for development. We are also ramping up Giga Shanghai and expanding capacity in Texas and Berlin. Of course, their expansion has resulted in challenges and roadblocks, which will continue in the future. A variety of challenges, including semiconductor shortages, congestion at ports, and rolling blackouts, have been impacting our ability to keep factories running at full speed. They believe their approach of dealing with supply challenges is unique in the auto business, as evidenced by Tesla's ability to source numerous types of semiconductors for its cars, build software for them, and ship them all while remaining profitable. Others have had to temporarily suspend production. Tesla declined to provide specifics on car production. In the last 4 quarters, our Fremont manufacturing produced nearly 430,000 vehicles, and we believe there is still space for development. Model S production has successfully ramped up. Model X production ramped up in Q3, and initial deliveries started. It is great to learn that the Model X production ramp has begun, especially given we have been waiting for that car for so long, and it is even better to see Tesla's Fremont run rate at 430,000. Throughout the last 3 months, despite the fact that they are listed higher in installed annual capacity. Elon stated that Giga Shanghai's production pace has overtaken that of Fremont and that 2 more factories will be operational soon. Giga Texas appears to be lagging behind Giga Berlin. According to Tesla, the construction of the Gigafactory Texas is proceeding according to schedule. We are commissioning equipment and fabricating our first pre-production vehicles, says Giga Berlin, whereas factory build-out remains on track, with equipment testing well underway. Before the end of the year, we expect to secure final permit approval. Tesla provided some general updates on vehicle software, their app, energy storage, the implementation of their safety score, and more before focusing on their new 4,680 battery cells. Gigafactory Texas is producing them. In terms of timescales, it is still unclear, but knowing that the batteries are achieving their present expectations is encouraging. Especially after all of the fantastic claims they made for these batteries at Battery Day. One of the most important aspects of these earnings is their goal of achieving 50% average yearly growth over a multi-year period. This is dependent on a few conditions, but it demonstrates that Tesla's massive expansion plans are not going to slow down anytime soon. All of them are very generic upgrades, but one statement in this paper highlights specifically what Tesla expects to modify on the Model 3 in the United States, as well as many models in other countries, in the future. Tesla now ships the standard range plus Model 3 in the United States, which is their most affordable vehicle. In other nations that receive cars from Giga Shanghai, the Model Y standard range is also available. Both of these cars are excellent choices for anyone who wants a good-looking, well-functioning vehicle without having to spend an extra $10,000 to have the maximum range. Buying a Model 3 standard range has always appealed to me. I thought it would be a mistake, but after 7 months of ownership, it has shown to be a fantastic vehicle. Those cars just have smaller battery packs than long-range vehicles, but Tesla is now intending to transfer these vehicles officially. For standard range vehicles, we are shifting to lithium iron phosphate, LFP, battery chemistry globally, said Giga Shanghai in their financial report. This is a little concealed because it might be interpreted as they make LFP batteries for standard range vehicles in China, but it reads globally. Batteries employing this chemistry are typically less efficient due to their lower energy density, but they are also less expensive and safer to use. In China, Tesla has employed this chemistry for standard range vehicles and has briefly introduced some standard range automobiles. It was used on a limited number of automobiles in the United States, but it was not made official. They are now. Currently, the production of LFP battery cells is centered in China, although Tesla's senior vice president remarked to a professor of powertrain and energy engineering, "Certainly, our goal is to locate all critical vehicle components at least on the continent, if not closer to the car's final destination. So that is our goal, and we are working on it both internally and with our vendors to achieve it, not only at the end of assembly level but as far upstream as possible." So, Tesla will continue to order LFP cells from CATL, but it also plans to develop its own LFP cells in the United States or utilize a source to do so. As a result, the Model 3 standard range will swap battery chemistry everywhere in the future, and the Model Y standard range may return. So, why is this important? Overall, you will have a fantastic time with this new chemistry, but a few things will alter. For one thing, the range will most certainly reduce from 263 miles EPA to 253 miles EPA. That is a minor drawback, but the rest should work in your favor. When it comes to this unique battery pack, according to Elon Musk, with this pack, we hope to get a product experience that is roughly similar to that of nickel and iron. Personally, I like the iron pack because it prefers to be fully charged, whereas nickel prefers to be partially charged. Outside of Tesla, some people believe that this transition is a good thing. Both positive and negative trade-offs exist in LFP. It is a lot less expensive, as it does not require any nickel or cobalt. It is also safer because it is more stable. However, some have noted that cold temperature has a greater impact on these batteries, implying that you would get less range from this pack in cold weather than you would with a conventional one. Those who live in really cold climates should take this into account, but there are advantages as well. LFP batteries are both less expensive and safer. You may charge your vehicle's battery up to 100% with this chemistry and not worry about long-term degeneration. Another benefit is that these batteries are very simple to recycle, as well as obtaining basic resources. Share your thoughts in the comments section below. Are you liking the new Model 3 so far? It is easy to accomplish these things ethically. That is why iron-based batteries have already become China's battery of choice, and they are all you will ever need for a standard range vehicle. You should only charge your Tesla battery pack to 80 or 90% each day if you have a standard Tesla battery pack. When you try to charge above that, Tesla informs you on screen that you should save 100% charges for road trips, because it will shorten the battery pack's overall life. This is not usually a concern for daily driving, but if you are driving a standard range Model 3, for example, getting an LFP pack will give you greater range day to day. For instance, if the EPA rating was correct, you would charge your Model 3's 263-mile standard range to 90% capacity every day and get around 236.7 miles of EPA range. Compared to this new pack, which has an EPA range of 253 miles and can be used every day without causing damage to the battery. It is an interesting distinction to note, and it is something to keep in mind if you are thinking about purchasing a Tesla in the future. This new chemical appears to make more sense for daily driving in a temperate climate. In addition, it would be good to not have to bother about charging percentages or battery life. My friend recently purchased a Model 3 LFP battery when Tesla temporarily sold them out of stock. He leases it out on Turo, and he regularly discovers that renters have no idea how to charge 80 or 90%, so this automobile is ideal since they charge 100%, and it is not a problem. It will be interesting to see how long this takes to become mainstream, but it is a global move Tesla intends to make. It has a few drawbacks, but it also offers a lot of benefits. I personally hope it contributes to the reintroduction of the Model S standard range. Remember to like and share this video,